Um, yes, hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Innocent. Just like I promised you that today I'm going to do a live stream more about sustainable development goals. This is our season 3, and you're welcome. Everyone that would be online, you're welcome, and I'll be inviting different people that I will be sharing with us about sustainable development goals. And I'll be so glad that we share and create more of the awareness to our fellow individuals, to the academia, to the practitioners. They share with us so that we increase our knowledge in the sustainable development goals. Now, this is our season 3. I came up with an idea right from the beginning of this year, and I made up my mind that I will be extending this awareness about SDGs to people. Because we, as SDGs, when we realize, we shall realize that our main vision is that no one should be left behind. But, it's hard to involve everyone when they don't know what it is. So this year, 2019, I decided that I'll be doing live streams to enhance our knowledge about sustainable development goals so that people can understand them and they shouldn't be left behind. Ideally, our second season that we did, that was I think last week, we talked about all the 17 goals briefly, what they are and the 17 of them. But then we decided to, yes, I can see Kalema, you're welcome, my brother. I'll be inviting you, I'm seeing invite. Shortly, I'll be inviting you so that you share with us your knowledge about sustainable development goals. Thank you so much. I'm seeing the invite, I will. Now, we discussed a little bit about poverty. We discussed a little bit about hunger. We explained the 17 goals, the global goals that we are looking at as the world, and Uganda being part of the partners and the implementers. So many things happen in the country. For example, Uganda, and people don't know exactly what is the genesis, what is the basis of these developments coming up. Let me just give an example before we go deeper into it. We see cities being developed. We see lights on the streets. We see Mbarara, we see Soroti, we see Fort Potro, we see Gulu. We see lights coming up everywhere on the cities being beautified, but we don't understand what is the secret behind these cities developing. We see extended loans to youths and women at reduced interest rates. We see different campaigns going on, maybe, for example, in health, fighting in healthcare. We see campaigns, for example, the most recent one, which I was part of, the Fall Armyworm under the Ministry of Agriculture, MAIF, and the partners. But what are the driving force of this? Now, when we understand SDGs, we shall start to appreciate that there is a drive, there is a target we are aiming at in each of these goals. All right. Now, the second goal we talked about last time in the video screening, just like we said, if someone talks about SDGs, yes, we see the but even the cameras. Thank you so much, Kalem. I love that. Yeah, about the lights, I was trying to give like Mbarara, there is a project that is running around for the increasing of the lights, the security lights. For example, like in Mbarara, I think I've seen it even in Fort Potro or Gulu. But Kampala, even the cameras, like you said. Thank you so much, Ernest. That is great. Yeah, that's why I really need so many of us to be here so that we can enhance this better. All right, now the second one the second live stream we did last week, we are looking at zero hunger, which is the second goal. Now we are going to go to goal number 3, which is good health and well-being. Now, good health and well-being. What are we looking at here? We want to understand, what is it all about? What has Uganda done about this particular goal? Is Uganda doing great? What are the things Uganda is doing, putting in place? So, now briefly, there is something I wanted us to notice. We shall realize that we have a huge effect about what we call child mortality. We have improving the maternal health care. We have fighting HIV. Every now and then we see so many. Now, for our brothers and sisters, by the way, as we're going to be discussing, I requested that the terminology bit of it reduces a little bit so that each and every one who will be seeing this video can fully understand, because I really believe when we say child mortality, not everyone will really understand what we mean by child mortality, and would assume we have made them know, yet they have not really gotten the entire concept. So when it comes, I will try to break them down a little bit so that we can all benefit from this live stream. Okay? All right. Now, when we look at the status of Uganda in particular, when we look at good health and well-being, what is the status quo first in Uganda? What are the things that we see that really need an intervene? Before even the intervene, what should we talk about? What are we seeing? Because now, as we Ugandans, we should look at the things that we really see happening in our health care, so that we determine and speak about what government is doing to reduce them or to improve them. Possibly you would realize it is doing in respect to the SDG goal number 3. You're welcome, my brother Joshua. You're most welcome. Shortly, I'll be inviting you also to share with us about this goal. Now we are talking to goal number 3, good health and well-being. Now, when we talk to things about child mortality, we are meaning like children die, young children die before a particular age. I think someone will correct me. I think 2, they are still young and they die. We're looking about maternal health. Mothers are receiving the maternal health. We're looking at the prevalence about HIV. What are the rates in Uganda apparently? So we are looking at the status quo of Uganda, and we see how we can try to improve these ones. For example, maternal health and all this. Now, we want to see how can we prevent. What do you think is the problem? Apparently, let us first state the problems, then afterwards we shall state what has Uganda done in respect of that SDG. Then lastly, what has Uganda failed and what should it do to improve them? Those are 3 aspects we're going to do. So if anyone is ready to start on those, you are welcome. You can just send me the word invite. Kalem, I'm seeing you online, Ernest. You can send me the word invite. Ramadan, you're welcome. You can send me just the word invite and you give us your insight. What do you speak about the healthcare in Uganda? What do you speak about the well-being in Uganda? So that we know what has government done to help tackle this SDG. And what are the interventions it has done, and what are the weaknesses it has faced, and how best can it improve? So you just send me the word invite and I welcome you to the live stream so that we create a more understanding to ourselves about this SDG number 3. Okay? Yes, Kalema, send me the invite, then you can share your ideas, as I also get something here that I try to organize to share today. All right, as you send me the word, now this is what we have to do. Personally, I'm looking at so many women die. How many women die during giving birth? That time they're giving birth, how many die? Who knows the status of that? Then how many children die? Oh, Ernest, I'm seeing your invite, but I think you, let me see if I can have you here. You will receive an invite to join. Okay. Okay, Ernest, I'm trying to add you. I think is your camera on or something? It's failing. Could you try again and send me the word invite? Just like you did in the first time, not here. The first time you did the word invite was a bit clear. I could invite you there and then. All right, anyone who is on. Now, who knows the status of how many children die every year in Uganda? How many women die every year in Uganda? Yes? So that we see the problem, the status in Uganda, then what Uganda has done, because there are things really Uganda has done in respect to this SDG number 3, which is healthcare. So everyone who will be joining, you're welcome. Just send me the word invite. Ernest, I request the invite comes on top. You see where your screen is? Yes, you just touch. Oh, I'm failing to have you, my dear. I don't know why. Ernest, I'm failing to add you, sorry. Okay, let me just invite you here automatically. I'm failing. I don't know why I'm failing to invite you, my dear, to share your ideas. Please, all those that are with me, allow. I try to invite this friend of ours to share his opinion about healthcare. I'm failing to get you, Ernest. I don't know what's wrong. I think your camera is off. I'm failing to invite you. But keep on trying, just like you did in the first time when you're joining. That's how better I would do it. All right, now when we go to the challenges, we realize there is still a challenge about HIV. In Uganda, the rates are growing. Think of recently, last year, we were told about the percentage, Uganda's number in terms of HIV. It's really alarming in most of the strong districts in the country. Then we still had issues about so many children die. We have an example of the recent lady who gave birth to 6 kids, and they all died as they were being taken from Rubaga Hospital to Mulago Hospital of Kawempe. Now, that is all health care. What do you think? These are still weaknesses that we are finding as a country. And yet, we're going to review these SDGs all by 2030 to see what is our impact towards it. So many children, so many people in highlands or travel, move on water for long distances for mothers to give birth. We see so many hospitals in news where they don't have beds, doctors are not there. Every now and then one health center has just one midwife. Patients come and they sleep on the floor. There is still a challenge, I would think. I don't have all the particular statistics, but all these things are happening. If you're in a hospital somewhere or you've seen a hospital somewhere that has issues, you can still share with us and we see how to go about it. Now, as you be coming to share in, I want to know, what do you think Uganda has done to really fight this to really help in this SDG? Okay, Ernest here is saying, I wanted to talk about reproductive health and fertility. Yes, amazing. I would love you on I would really love to have you here. You see, I'm trying to... Oh, no, 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 no. Ernest, is it because your camera is off? Ernest, is it because your camera is off? Yes, reproductive health and fertility is quite good. I would really love to have you share it live with the listeners. All right, let me try to see if I can invite you here directly myself. Kalema Ernest. Yes, Ernest, I think I have sent you an invite. Try to see if you can accept it, then maybe you'll come online. Try and see, because we would love to know about reproductive health and fertility. Yes, I've sent you an invite. Try to see if you can connect with me right now and we share about reproductive health and fertility. Are you seeing it? Okay. Try to see if you can connect, Ernest. Try to see if you can connect. All right. Now, as you try to connect, let me try to read something here that I try to prepare about SDG number 3 as Ernest connects up. It was estimated by 2015 that 1.5 million people in Uganda were infected with HIV. And the HIV prevalence rate in the country was 2.7%. Now, that is according to WHO. But now, as we try to do the health care and the well-being, how best do you think Uganda is fighting to this? I don't want so much to comment on what happened, but we saw recent about the drugs in the news. I think it was yesterday, about the drugs, government drugs. Now, you realize government is doing a supportive way. In one way or the other, it's doing its best to try to see this sustainable development goal realized. Now, what other measures do you think the government has done about this? For example, services in public facilities, they are trying to ensure maybe they are all free. As much as they may have weaknesses, but now we're trying to see. There's an establishment of health centers, I think, to every parish or sub-county. Yeah, someone also would emphasize more on that when you come up on board. Then, how about the ambulances? Who knows more about these ambulances? I really want to have more of you. Ernest, I tried to connect you. I really want to hear you share with us these beautiful points that you have. All right. Okay. Ernest, I'm missing you. All right. Now, let's talk about malaria then. Is it still a big problem? Because here we're seeing that the risk of malaria is high throughout the whole country as Uganda. Because of the high risk of malaria in Uganda, anti-malarials are advised. What do you talk about the health, the mosquito nets that were, the campaign that government was doing about the mosquito nets? Don't you think it's an initiative that the government is trying to do with its partners to ensure that we fight malaria? Well, so many of the things that I wanted you people to share with me about healthcare and the well-being. Let's look at the challenges, but at the same time, what government should do more. In your own opinion, what do you think government should do more? Because we have tried to see what it has done, and it's trying out its best. What do you think the government can do more to increase? Because you and me are equally responsible to see that we live in a better world, that no one is left behind. Accessibility to all. Okay, so what do you think government can do more? For example, me, I would think government would fight more about the drugs that are being stolen from the government facilities. It's a key issue, and it's really putting everything, every initiative slow. It's putting it slow, it's putting it down. So it should put an emphasis in the control and the follow-up, the monitoring, to ensure, is everything going on as planned? Is everything moving on as planned? Are people doing the right thing? Are drugs reaching the right health cares they're supposed to reach, and in the right quantity and according to the description? I have a friend who shared from a hospital that where he was doing his internship. He said, okay, when they would make, he was in the procurement of that hospital, but when they would make description of the drugs they need in that health service, in that health center, in that hospital, it's known the drugs that they would supply. They would supply a completely different thing. So is it a problem also with our brothers in the procurement? I'm just asking a question. Is it true that when they ask make a particular description of a drug, you bring a completely different description of that particular drug? We could check ourselves as individuals, because we are solely responsible as institutions, we as the end users, to ensure, okay, if there is a project that is running, am I supporting, am I positive to it? And if I'm not positive, am I doing the good thing or the bad thing? Okay? Well, I want to conclude about this. I need to know more of the other challenge that we try to face. There is some other thing here that we wanted to look at briefly before we conclude. More of the challenges. How about the immunization? It's still lacking. What can we do better? Just keep the things coming in. You can still type, and we enjoy, we learn, we increase the learning. We want to be going through one by one, and I think next time I want to apologize, maybe the connection with so many people who wanted to share their ideas did not work out. But I believe next week it will make sense. It will be a better way. Next week we will be speaking about quality education, because that is goal number 4. So next week we'll be speaking about quality education. But just in case we go offline, keep on sharing what your ideas are, how better can we do, what initiative, our responsibility as citizens, what citizens and the academia. Now, to the academia, my brothers and sisters, when we learn these things, how about when we share them with people down on the ground? Because this is the campaign I promised to do this year. That I will not stop on the live stream. I'll try to ensure I share with people that I come across, to tell them what are SDGs. Briefly ask them questions. Steer their desire and love to know more about sustainable development goals. So that by 2030, maybe, if most of us have contributed towards this, maybe we would impact 5, 10 people, and those 10, each one impacts 10, by those the other 10. So we would have a multiply factor to see the success and the benefit of this sustainable development goal realized. Lastly, I would love to take this opportunity to invite all lovers of people, lovers of accountability. One way that government is trying to ensure accountability, mainly in the public sector, but also because government works with private sectors and all that. One way is through the Uganda Evaluation Association Week. We have an evaluation week every year. It's an annual event, and we have the 7th of its nature in Uganda. It is starting on Monday at Hotel Africana, and I would love to invite each and everyone to be a part of it. We will share the link. Those that want to register, you can check out with young emerging evaluators. You can check out Uganda Evaluation Association. It's organized by the government of Uganda through the OPM's office, OPM. And I would invite you. It's 1 week. Please come and be a part of it so that we take this profession to another level as evaluators and as evaluators, basically. So the students in all institutions, private sectors, government institutions, and all the lovers of accountability and transparency, please, you're welcome. From upon that notice, I would love to say thank you so much for joining me. And next week we'll be sharing about education, quality education. And I believe we would have more of these facts so that we can enhance more and create an understanding. I call upon everyone, please share with someone, tell someone about these sustainable development goals so that we can be an impact. We can create a wave that people shall come to appreciate the love and the impact that really our partners are doing, and the government in general, about the growth of the country. Remember, no one should be left behind. Thank you so much. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.